Today, we're diving into the story of Medusa, but maybe not the one you think you know. We're not talking about a monster, but a woman. A woman who has to navigate order, fate, and, well, a pretty devastating transformation. We're going to explore this incredible reinterpretation of her myth, all through the lens of one single powerful monologue. And boom, right out of the gate we get this. This one line is basically telling us to throw out everything we thought we knew. It's a hook that immediately says, hey, that classic story about the priestess who got punished by a jealous goddess, yeah, that might not be the whole truth. It just perfectly sets the stage for a story told from a whole new, much more personal angle. So if the story we've been told is a lie, where does this version begin? Well, according to the monologue, it doesn't start with vanity or pride. It starts with devotion. It begins in a world that is all about structure, all about duty and sacred order. Her entire character is laid out for us right here in these three super simple but really powerful statements. I stand where I was placed. That tells you she accepts her role, her duty. I keep my vows. That shows her dedication. And then, I keep my body. That's a vow of purity, of control, and it's about to become so tragically ironic. This is someone who is completely defined by her commitment to the rules. But here's the thing. She's not just blindly following orders. This line, this is a challenge. It's a direct challenge to her goddess Athena. She's basically begging for some fairness, some clarity. It's like she's saying, look, I've done everything you asked. I followed every single rule. If I messed up somewhere, don't be mysterious about it. Show me. It shows you she has this deep belief in justice, a belief that's about to be completely shattered. And this, right here, this is the core of the conflict. For a goddess like Athena, justice is about keeping the system going. Everybody stays in their lane, does what they were placed to do. But for Medusa, after what she's been through, after seeing something horrible happen in her own temple, justice becomes something way more raw, more basic. It's just what survives. And that's the whole issue, isn't it? This clash between some abstract divine order and the brutal, messy reality of survival. Okay, that brings us to our next big idea, the real cost of a so-called blessing. Because this monologue really digs into how being chosen by the gods isn't some amazing gift. It's actually a heavy, isolating burden. I mean, this line just nails it, doesn't it? Being chosen doesn't mean you're free or glorious. It means you're under a microscope all the time. Just imagine trying to live your life, knowing that the gods, and probably everyone else, are watching your every single move. That's not a privilege. That's a prison made of expectations. And then the monologue just punches you in the gut with this question. It takes this big, abstract idea of a burden and makes it painfully personal. Seriously, what good is being special in the eyes of the gods if you have to give up your family, the people you love? It forces you to look at the collateral damage of these grand divine plans. It's a brutal takedown of any blessing that costs that much. And even with all that, she feels like she has no choice but to keep going. This line just shows you the massive scale of the duties she feels. It's this force that's so big, it's bigger than her own fear, bigger than her own sense of self, bigger than even her most important relationships. She's just one person stuck in this giant cosmic machine and she can't get out. Okay, so this idea of duty leads us straight into the real philosophical heart of this story. We're talking about that tangled, messy relationship between your own personal choices and a path that feels like it's already been laid out for you by fate. And this is where things get really tricky. It's a total paradox. The prophecy itself says that the person picked to uphold the God's will is actually destined to disobey them. Think about that for a second. How can you be chosen to follow a path that you're guaranteed to stray from? It's a philosophical knot. So the monologue just lays it out there for us. If someone is fated to make the wrong choice, is it even a choice? Is it really a sin if it was all part of the master plan from the very beginning? It just completely blurs the line between free will and destiny. And it makes you wonder if even our rebellion is just serving some bigger, inescapable purpose. And that's the big twist here, right? It's this whole new way of looking at fate. In this version of things, you don't fight against your fate. No, your choices, even the ones that feel like you're going against the grain, are the very things that make your destiny happen. Your choice becomes your fate. It's a really fascinating and honestly kind of terrifying idea. And I love this part because it completely flips the script. The monologue is arguing that we're always focused on the hero, on the chosen one. But maybe the real story, the real tragedy, is in the people left behind, the ones who have to deal with the aftermath of these epic, God-level plans. It's asking us to look at the collateral damage of destiny. All right, this is all building to the moment we all know is coming, the transformation. But it's framed so differently here. It's not a punishment for being vain. It's presented as a deliberate, profound, and frankly horrifying response to trauma. Let's just walk through the awful logic of what happens here. It all starts with her vow to keep her body pure. Then, after the assault, there's a judgment. And the goddess's solution is radical. I will remove you from desire. This is not a curse to make her ugly. It's a transformation to make her untouchable, to shield her from ever being seen that way again. It's a horrific act of protection that forces her to become something new just to survive. And then you get this other voice cutting in, a moment of real concern that just highlights how horrible and intense this all is. This isn't just some magic trick. It's this immense, soul-crushing weight being forced onto her. It really underlines the sacrifice and the danger of this forced change. And that takes us to our final section, where Medusa stops being a victim of this change and starts to fully embrace it, redefining her curse as her power, as her crown. You have to see this difference in perspective. It's absolutely crucial. From the outside, we're watching the story unfold, looking for that one moment, that one decision she makes. But from her perspective, it's not about a single choice. It's a slow, painful process of hardening, of finding the resolve to endure what happened to her and to become what she needed to be. And it all ends with this. 4 little words that just completely reframe her entire being. The snakes, the very symbol of her curse, of her monstrosity, they're not a punishment anymore. They are her crown, a symbol of power, of sovereignty, of a terrifying new kind of justice. She's declaring that she took the ugliest thing that was ever done to her, and she made it the source of all her strength. So, I guess the question isn't whether she became a monster, but whether she had any other way to become a queen.